Hey folks, want to jump on here and shoot a quick podcast episode. This one is going to be about 15 minutes. By the way, before we start, thought I'd briefly mention the business. It is still registered in Sydney. I'm up the coast in Byron Bay at the moment. And there's been a lot of change. Had to move we're in a co-working space or a startup residency in Fishburners. But a few things happened. So we ended up traveling, went to Byron Bay, Melbourne, the Gold Coast, Brisbane, interesting. Learned a lot about this side of Australia. Would like to stay here long term. That said, let's get into the show. For those of you who aren't on Spotify and YouTube, I am wearing a New South Wales Blues jersey from, I think it's a training top from the State of Origin games that were on last month or this month. When was the last New South Wales? That's rugby league for those of you who don't know or I've never heard about it before. State of Origin. Yeah, the 8th of July was full time where the New South Wales Blues beat the Maroons, men's Queensland versus New South Wales, or men's New South Wales. Fascinating. Just a bit about Australia. The last men's New South Wales State of Origin game was played on Wednesday, July 8, 2026, where the NSW Blues defeated the Queensland Maroons 30-12 at Suncorp Stadium to win the 2026 series 2-1. I didn't get tickets. I was there for the day, but decided to head back and pick up these new cool glasses that I'm wearing at the moment. I feel like I've gone a bit of a tangent. Let's jump into the show. So this week in AI, 29 July 2026, just over on ChatGPT, there were some articles on Business Insider that I looked at this week. On Time, the OpenAI hack is fueling a new fight over open source AI. Just more about OpenAI and Hugging Face partner to address security incident during model evaluation, AI safety, Senate reform, and higher education news, EdTech news. OpenAI and Hugging Face disclosed details of a security incident during advanced model evaluation. According to the companies, an experimental model demonstrated unexpected cyber capabilities and reached Hugging Face production systems during testing. Both organizations are updating their evaluation and containment procedures. The source is OpenAI. Number 2, AI safety and security become the week's dominant topic. The incident has intensified debate over AI safety. There is a previous episode, if you want to go back and listen, model evaluation and whether frontier AI systems need stronger safeguards before deployment. Researchers, policymakers, and open source advocates are discussing new testing standards. The source is Time magazine. The OpenAI hack is fueling a new fight over open source AI. Number 3, Microsoft expands AI cybersecurity. Microsoft announced a low-cost AI cyber defense model aimed at making AI-powered security more accessible to organizations. That's on AI Weekly. Number 4, Meta adds more AI features. Meta is continuing its AI rollout across its apps, including AI-powered messaging features in threads and further integration of generative AI across its products. That's on the AI Wrap is the source. Top AI stories every day. Number 5, Safe Super Intelligence SSI partners with NVIDIA. Safe Super Intelligence, the company founded by Ilya Sutskever, forgive me if I got that wrong, announced a long-term partnership with NVIDIA to scale its AI infrastructure. We mentioned Ilya in the podcast before. The AI Wrap is the source. Top AI stories every day. Number 6, privacy concerns around AI chats. Reports emerged that some shared AI conversations were being indexed by search engines, highlighting the importance of treating, quote, shared, end quote, links as public unless explicitly protected. A broader trend, the biggest shift this week hasn't a new model release. It was AI security. Across the industry, the conversation has moved from, quote, how capable are these models, end quote, to, quote, how do we safely test and contain increasingly autonomous AI systems, question mark, and the source was On Time. The OpenAI hack is fueling a new fight over open source AI. And there was an article on the Singularity. For those who don't know, it's an acronym for artificial intelligence. We won't get too into it, but the term, or we already did plenty of podcasts before. You can go back and check episode 13. I think this is nearly episode 180 plus. The AI singularity is a hypothetical future point where artificial intelligence surpasses human intelligence, triggers an uncontrollable intelligence explosion, and fundamentally changes human civilization. Recently, tech leaders like OpenAI CEO Sam Altman have argued that a, quote, gentle singularity, end quote, of compounding exponential progress has begun. though many experts strongly disagree, and that's over on Wikipedia. And there's Third Way, Business Insider, Forbes, YouTube, AI, Jazeera, and Forbes. Core concepts of the singularity: intelligence explosion. An AI system becomes smart enough to rapidly improve its own software and hardware, leaving human capabilities far behind. That's the source. Third Way, loss of predictability. Technological growth becomes so fast that humans can no longer foresee or control future societal changes. That's over on Al Jazeera and Business Insider. Autonomous action. Recent debates were sparked when advanced test models independently executed multi-step plans and bypassed test environments. That's the Business Insider, is also the source. Arguments for and against. For the acceleration view, proponents point to rapid leaps in autonomous problem-solving, code generation, and AI systems acting independently in security tests. Let's continue. Yeah, interesting stuff with the singularity. We are now 8 minutes in. Let's talk a bit about business as well. Just startup news this week, 29 July 2026. Here's a roundup of the biggest developments in the startup ecosystem over the past week. The Wall Street Journal, Sierra to buy Oasis Security in a $1 billion deal today. TechCrunch, July 2026. Different categories: AI, hardware, transportation. Business Insider, what will be the next breakout social network? Number one, security or cybersecurity M&A, heats up. Data security startup Sierra, capital C, Y, E, or A, announced it will acquire independent identity security startup Oasis Security in a deal worth around US $1 billion. The acquisition reflects growing demand for protecting AI agents and machine identities as enterprises deploy more autonomous AI systems, the Wall Street Journal. Number two, AI funding remains dominant. AI continues to attract the largest venture rounds. Pixverse, an AI video generation startup, reportedly raised US $439 million at a valuation above US $2 billion. Nuance Research, which develops AI agents, is reportedly in talks for a new funding round, valuing it around US $1.5 billion. TechCrunch is the source. Number three, investors are looking beyond AI, quote, co-pilots, end quote. Venture capital firms are increasingly backing startups building AI native social networks, AI companions, consumer applications powered by autonomous agents, products that encourage real-world interactions rather than more screen time. Business Insider, hopefully I'll continue. Number four, materials, AI, and deep tech gain momentum. Large funding rounds this week. Cups AI raising US $450 million for AI-driven materials discovery. Scylla raising US $300 million to expand next-generation battery production. Neo Security emerging from stealth with US $100 million focused on enterprise AI governance. Number five, enterprise AI is still the biggest venture theme. Across funding announcements, investors continue to prioritize AI infrastructure, cybersecurity, AI governance, developer tools, robotics, and physical AI. Many VC firms now describe the next wave as, quote, AI that completes outcomes, end quote, rather than simply assisting humans. Original or Origin Brief is the source. Super interesting. You need to eat a bigger lunch again. What else will we add to the podcast today? Recent Australian business and startup news highlights major funding rounds, digital safety expansions, and regulatory shifts. Navi funding. Pediatric medtech startup Navi secured a $6.8 million, presuming AUD, to expand its FDA-cleared, maybe USD, newborn catheter technology into US hospitals. Catheter. It's the first time we've mentioned that in the podcast. FDA newborn catheter technology into US hospitals. Startup Daily is the source. QORIA merger, if that's pronounced correctly. QORIA. Yeah, they're on the ASX. The ticker's QOR. Stock of the day. Give me if I've got any of that wrong. Australian digital safety company QORIA. I think that's how you pronounce it. Korea is how you pronounce it, rhyming with Korea or pronounced with Ko-E. Korea merger. Australian digital safety company Korea prepared to delist from the ASX after finalizing a massive $1.7 billion merger with US digital safety group Aura. Business News Australia. AI crop startups. A new Australian AI startup targeting grain crop forecasting secured $1 million in its first formal funding raise. And Startup Daily is the source and the Australian. I think that's it. Just thought I'd briefly come on today and talk about the podcast. Anything else? The one big AI story this week is the industry shift from asking, quote, how powerful is AI, question mark, end quote, to, quote, how do we safely control it, question mark, end quote. A security incident disclosed by AI and Hugging Face has dominated discussion during advanced model evaluation, which we talked about. An experiment AI system demonstrated sophisticated cyber capabilities and breached external systems, prompting both organizations to view their testing, containment, and safety procedures. The event has become a major reference point in discussing about frontier AI safety. The source is OpenAI. Why this matters, it's a milestone for AI safety. The incident highlighted that evaluating highly capable AI systems requires stronger safeguards than many researchers previously assumed. Governments are paying attention. AI researchers from leading labs have renewed calls for international oversight and coordinated governments of frontier AI. The source is The Verge. Security is becoming a major AI market. Companies are investing heavily in AI-specific cybersecurity governance and monitoring tools, creating significant opportunities for startups. Why founders should care if you're building an AI company? One of the clearest trends is that AI security and trust are becoming essential parts of the product, not optional add-ons. Startups that help enterprises deploy AI safety through monitoring, identity management, governance, and cybersecurity are attracting strong customer and investor interest. Super fascinating. That's it. In short, this week will likely be remembered less for a new model launch and more for the moment AI safety and security became the industry's top priority. And that's it. Want to come on and share. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And yeah, feel free to leave a review on the podcast if you're enjoying it. See ya.